So, hello everyone on Gateway.
Alright.
Thank you. This is Patcharoo. Over there is Butley. Down the bottom is Dante, and to my left is John. This is my roleplay card game. Thank you for contributing your characters to it. These are my friends, and one of them is my family. And we're just going to jump into this, and I'm going to start explaining the rules as we go. So, how the game starts is the person with initiative. They get to set a scene. So, what they do is they pick a plot twist. Cards in your hand will fall into two categories. There'll be plot twists or there'll be equipment. I'm going to pick a plot twist. My plot twist is the heroic reputation. We'll get to that in a minute, but basically the person who starts the scene has to play a plot twist. That will have an impact on the scene. So it'll start combat or it'll change something about characters. It'll make drama points appear. Don't mind John. He wishes he was Australian. He's the only non-Australian here. And the other thing you do as the player with the initiative is you choose the scene where the scene is going to take place. So I'm going to pick the arena. This is going to be our scene. We're all going to start at the arena. And then I pick a character to go in. And in this case, I'm going to pick, let's go with Ixion. So I'm putting in Ixion. Just going to chuck them up there. Can we put this in a more convenient way? Let's do that. So there's Ixion. Ixion is there. And each of us now chooses a plot twist from our hands, or a combat card, preferably a plot twist or an equipment, and you put it face down on the board somewhere. You just flip it in your hand with F and then put it on the board, starting with Butley and going around. Only the first player has the option to play a card face up, and they do not have to play the card face up. So yeah, guys, pick a card in your hand, chuck it down. Try not to pick anything that initiates combat yet. We're not up to that point in the game. We'll do that later on once we've started drawing lines in the sand. And put your character, and then you choose a character to join in this scene. I'll keep your plot twist near you, just in case you don't use it. But yeah, then pick a character to go in this scene, and you just put it next to this this setting.
I'm rejoining.
Sure. And that'll indicate every character that is in the scene. Who do you want to pick, Dante?
Who?
Oh yeah, just pick one of your two characters and chuck them in. All right, and you guys can keep looking at your cards real quick while I sort of.
I still need to pay another card as well, so.
Yeah, that's fine. You just pick one to put down. So I'm just going to go through this card real quick. My ping's not great right now, sorry. You can see that in the top right corner. Actually, I'll get rid of the HUD. There we go. That looks much better. Now you can't see how bad the ping is. So the story arc says, choose a character with heroism neutral or higher to become a hero. They raise their heroism. When it says choose a character or, a target character, you have to pick a character that is in the scene. You can't pick characters that aren't present unless it says specifically you can. So in this case, I have to pick one of these 4 characters, and that's why it's important to put these characters in the scene. And because only 2 of them have heroism good or higher, actually my things have fallen apart. I can only pick from 2 people, and that's either me or John's character. And I'm going to pick John's character, Aya. She becomes heroic.
Character.
Pardon?
Oh, mate. Neutral. I'll sort him out real
No, John's Aya is positive.
Yeah, but you said there's only 2 characters you could choose. You could have chosen mine because I'm neutral as well.
Oh, I can pick neutral? You're right. My mistake. See, I don't even know my own game. But I'm picking Aya because I feel like she could use the benefit. And so she's going to get...
picked me, mate. He's picking his own character.
Yep, I have favoritism towards my own character. So, heroic reputation. Aya has increased skill. So I'll just, can you just right-click on her and chuck down somewhere, +1 skill or whatever. That kind of thing. I'll chuck it on. +1 skill and is. That's close enough. So that's now the case for her, and there's some other effects that'll come into play later on, but we'll get to those. So now we go around, starting with me, and we go clockwise to Butley. Can you please, you may choose to reveal your plot twist. You don't have to, but you can if you want. And you sort of play it, and we resolve it as it's played.
So it's played when I flip it?
Yeah. Or if it's an equipment, you play it and you choose a character to put it on.
Oh, we have a plot twist. Do we all pick a plot twist?
Yeah, you can pick a. So every card in your hand is either going to be a plot twist or an equipment. Plot twists can be story arcs and combat cards. They'll come into play later, but we're waiting until we get to combat to deal with combat cards. And story arcs, it just means that the
We don't
card
have any
stays
factions
around. So
We don't have any factions yet. So I
No,
can't
we
do
don't.
anything with this card.
Well, you don't
I
have to
should
play your
leave it
card.
face down.
You can choose not to play a card, and if you choose not to play your card, it just goes back to your hand at the end of the turn.
I will not play that. Wait, can I just play my other one instead? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing a
can.
demo.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I can't. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. All right then, Dante. Did you have a face down card you wanted to play?
I honestly can't remember what this one is, but
Ah, flip it and we'll
I
find
think
out.
it's-
Bury the dead. Wow. Okay. There's no dead characters in any factions.
Yeah, that's all. Just like I don't think this is gonna be.
Nah.
None of my cards are very
Ah,
useful, so
save it.
Still a useful
It's fine.
card.
Save it.
Yeah, save it for
There's
later.
Drama thing.
Alright.
Yeah, so drama points are basically a resource your character gets that allows them to do crazy powerful things.
How do they get them?
There's lots of different ways. Most significantly in this game, when a character dies, each character that has a bond with them immediately gets a drama point, and will also get a drama point each time the theme starts combat. So, John, do you want to reveal your plot twist or / equipment?
Oh, mate, here's my plot twist. No mercy.
Ooh. So a character with heroism neutral or low against the merciless trait, they will always attempt to kill a defeated character. So who are you choosing? It has to be someone in this scene.
Neutral or lower?
Yeah, you can either choose June or the scribe.
Wait, this character's neutral or lower?
No, oh, it meant neutral heroism. I think. Yeah, heroism. That's the one on the left.
Oh,
The one on the right is their outlook. Sorry.
Outlook.
Yeah.
oh.
And this is sort of what the game is meant to be about, is about creating interactions and seeing them play out. And this theme, yeah, each deck runs around a certain theme, and so we will see combat as well. So who are you choosing, John?
I'm choosing June Black Welder.
All right, so we're just going to leave that card with June until if we get to a situation where we need to shuffle the deck, but that shouldn't come up. So that's actually this scene is done. And so what happens is anyone who played a card, if you don't have cards in your hand, you draw a card. But you may also, before you do that, sorry, you may take a card in your hand and shuffle it into the play deck, which is this deck here. So if you want, shuffle a card into that deck, and then draw cards until you have 3.
So anybody can do that? Or...
Anyone can do that. And also your characters go back to you at this time. So I'll just help John with that, because he's got the big ping.
And shuffling is
Yeah.
F.
R is shuffle. Oh, wow.
I'm not doing that. I'm keeping my
Yeah.
cards.
Ooh.
Put it in.
Ooh.
I'm ready
I
to
don't like.
draw.
I don't like. I choose bad characters for this card.
So I'm gonna put heroic reputation down by Aya somewhere, just near John. We'll put this little token on it so we know for the future. These tokens we are going to have another use for, but we'll get to that. So now the initiative shifts to Butley. Butley, it's your turn to pick a plot twist. You can either play it face up or face down. This setting actually
Plot
goes away.
twist.
Yeah, a plot twist is basically any card in your hand that's not an equipment, but it should do something, which means a lot of combat cards don't do anything. And if you can't, like, it should make the game change. Many combat cards only deal with, handling combat. And if you don't have a card that can change the game or cause combat to start or something like that, then you can actually choose to pass on to Dante. And you basically lose your ability to play a card this turn doing that, but it keeps the game flowing. So you're happy with your choice?
Yes.
So you also get to choose a setting. And the setting you get to choose is either one of the 2 settings you have, or any of the settings that have already been played. So I played the arena. So you can choose that, or you can choose one of the 2 settings you have, which is why every player comes with settings. You can sort of play them in as time goes on. And that's very important for one of the cards I have, which we'll come into later. and the ping is spiking something bad. So if you need to do something and you can't, just pass it on to me and I'll...
Done.
All right, and then you've chosen that setting, and now you choose a character to put in. And then based off your character choice, we all choose characters. These guys okay? I can see ping's pretty scary right now.
Oi, mate, let's get him sorted with fucking Miss Patcheroo.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna put in Davian, my other card, just because he should have a chance to do things.
Oh, bugger. This lag is too much, Patcheroo. Come grab more Lady Patcheroo and get her in.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do.
Alright. Yeah, get it squared away.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm very sorry.
Don't apologize, Patcheroo. You never apologize.
It's
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay, we might have a solution coming in a sec. Oh dear.
dun, 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 dun.
Lady Patcheroo's ready to go in. Like,
Some of this
seriously.
stuff is Whoop. Okay, I think we're improving. Alright, sorry about that. So now we've got the second scene has started. Each of us gets to choose, that is Dante, John, and myself, we each get to choose a card from our hand, an equipment, or a plot twist to put face down. So I'm going to put down this one. Oh, this one. Just going to put it there for now.
Okay.
You know, rather than dragging the No Mercy card around, I'll just put it on June. We know what she's got, so... And that'll be our discard pile next to the play deck. Does everyone
I do. I
pick the
didn't know
card?
that she had it. I already forgot about it.
I'm gonna be mean here.
Alright. So, Butley, can you please reveal your plot twist to start the scene?
Yoink.
So it says personal rivalry, and you get to pick two characters in different factions, or not in a faction at all. And they won't be able to join the same faction when that comes up. And we basically choose a green or a yellow bond between those two characters. That's a rivalry between, or you know, you and whoever you pick is the rivalry. So pick two characters, and then the rest of the stuff only plays out when combat starts playing out. So who do you feel like should have a rivalry? Now, technically, you don't have to pick your own character. You can pick two completely unrelated characters, but they have to be in this scene. It always has to be
No,
characters
I
from
think-
the scene.
June and Jinhai.
Alright, so Dante and Butley, would you prefer a green or a yellow bond to represent the rivalry between Jinhai and June?
I don't mind either way.
Let's go yellow because we already have a green bond on the field.
Yeah,
Sure. So now over here on this little chart, so to speak, we draw a yellow line between June and Jinhai. I swear we didn't plan it to be opposite sides, just that's how it played out.
No, you planned it. Don't pretend. I remember.
This is
said
scripted.
that. Yeah, all scripted.
So
I heard
this represents sort of relationships between characters and allows for a very complex sort of comprehension. And we're just going to leave, you know what, let's, where was that other one that we had? That's just going to come over here. We'll just put it below the theme. Don't mind me changing the height of it. Just going to put a little copy of your character tokens on it, just so we know that it's those characters. Goodness. Right, there we go. Just so we know that that's what's going on in the game world. And we can always go there just as a quick reference point. So now we each reveal our plot twists going clockwise, or equipment, starting with Dante.
You gotta hate me.
Fresh break a yellow typed.
That's what you didn't want to pick. Beautiful.
Alright,
I was waiting for the yellow one. That's why I was just like, hang on,
Boop.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
there it goes.
Bravo.
Now that's not to say the rivalry is gone. It still exists. In fact, the bond doesn't break until it has 3 drama points. And then something happens. So
We're still rivals. We're
yeah,
just not friendly rivals anymore.
well, unfriendly. You are unfriendly rivals. So you're still
We're neutral
rivals.
rivals.
Yeah, you just sort of feel neutral about each other. You're burying the hatchet. So, John, would you like to flip yours?
Oh, mate, it's me, Lady Patcheru.
Collateral damage. Each time.
Ready to cause some collateral damage.
At
Get 'em
5
sorted. Right and proper.
Alright, so this is just an active thing we have to be aware of. So I'm gonna... Oh, sorry, I moved it from all of your hands. But that's over near the theme. So each time combat occurs, a drama point gets put on there. At 5 drama points, we discard this card and we destroy a setting entirely, which is kind of invaluable. And I'm going to play Aya's Kit, which is an equipment. And it's going to go be equipped straight to Davian. All it does is it gives you little benefits equipment do. A character can have 1 equipment, and that's, you know, it does a thing. And this is actually the mechanical suit that Aya wears normally. So, very
Oi,
apologies, John.
Why isn't Aya getting her fucking mechanical suit?
Alright, and that scene is over.
Right rubbish right there.
So everyone return your... Yeah, that goes to
non-combat
discard. Return your characters to yourself. We're getting close to the combat now. So now, if there's a card in your hand you want to get rid of, you can shuffle it back into the deck. Otherwise, just draw a new card. Until you have 3 cards.
5,000 ping. Can you give me
Ooh.
one?
I'm sorry. There you go.
No, I don't see anything moving.
Give it a moment.
Okay.
So, next is Dante. You get to choose a plot twist to set the scene. Again, story arcs are perfect for this era. As you can see, the personal rivalry came into play, and things like that will keep coming up.
Okay, well, since you mentioned it.
Yep, so that's the one you want? Oh boy. Oh goodness. You like being evil, don't you?
I had that in my hand since turn 1. I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it.
So this is another card that we're going to put up next to the theme, because any player can use this card to start combat. And it's actually a very scary card because the more combat you start, the more sort of stressed everyone can get from the combat. Also, we're putting the prison up near the arena. So Dante, pick either your setting, Gambit's Bar, or one of the 2 other settings that are available to you, and then one of your characters.
Okay.
And then everyone else can start picking plot twists and characters.
Alright, there you go.
So we're fighting in
And-
the bar now.
Yeah, a bar where nobody can die.
It's time to bring in the Russian.
It's it's an inside
Bring
joke
in
about
Molotov.
Gambit's Bar that everyone on Gateway will get, and I can't explain it to you guys. Sorry.
I don't know. I have to ask Spec Marine.
I think I remember Gambit's Bar.
All right, and does everyone pick a plot twist as well? Everyone but Dante, or an equipment card in your hand?
Question is allurophobia a real thing?
Yes, it's a fear of cats.
That is, I learned my thing for the day.
Been trying to move things for
Ah.
hours.
I'm doing my best, man. It doesn't look
No.
that bad on my end. It's just not sure what's going on with yours.
It's good old tabletop simulator.
Lady Patcheru's gonna get right and sorted with this card.
Yeah, you're really excited to play her, aren't you? So is
I
everyone?
gotta play some.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
You know, I didn't really
Look at
care,
this.
but then you were like, "It's Patcheru." And I
Yeah,
saw your
that's-
name, and I'm like, "I know that guy."
Yeah, that's my terrible
It's alright.
character.
I'm gonna put that one in.
I just like to think of it as Lady Patcheru, you know.
All right.
Makes
So
it
Did you put it in a thing?
yeah, we all have.
Okay.
So Dante's card,
This is like- you need
sort
a
of-
damn template for this.
yeah. Dante's card sort of procs. Nothing particularly happens with it. None of us have drama points enough to start a fight yet, but that'll come up
Yet.
later when we start drawing lines in the sand. So John, do you want to reveal your face down plot twist?
I draw
Oh,
Slash
give
equipment.
me a destined sword.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Oh, you've got the cursed
choose any
sword.
character.
That's
All
what I
right.
get for not modifying it before you equipped it.
Who are you picking in the game? Any character, not even locked to this scene. You can pick any character, and you basically curse that character
Oh
For
yeah.
how long? Until the end of the
Forever?
game? Until they die?
until they get this. Well, when they get this sword, they're basically cursed to have this sword.
Oh yeah. Oh man, who has something they invested in a character? That's what I want to do. Just piss all over it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Next time they land a skill attack on another character, it's a killing blow, and this equip is discarded. This equip cannot be discarded or destroyed. Holy shit!
Yeah. So to explain this sword,
There you go.
well, actually, you
Oh,
don't.
God.
I can have
You
it.
no, hear me out. So you don't actually equip the sword to Jinhai. You choose a character, and they're the one who is cursed, and then you equip the card to your own character. Because this is basically a hot potato card. Every time you hit someone, you switch the equipment to that character. And this card gets worse over time, so it gets harder and harder to use, and it gets harder and harder to pass off, and then the last person who gets it can deal a killing blow with it. So it's basically a ticking time bomb of a sword. That's what you got. Remember the old Mario Party Bob-omb Pass game? That's what this is. So it's hot potato sword.
It's gonna be hard to do in Gambit's bar then.
Yeah, so it's whoops. It will be equipped
so-
to goodness, I'm sorry. I've just ruined everything.
You say,
You're
like,
fucking sorting out Lady Patcheroo.
Doesn't it give you like a death blow?
It
Isn't that
does.
good?
But you pass it off every time you hit someone with it. So I'm just gonna put it below Aya, so it doesn't
It's
get
more
too
like pass the parcel.
Yeah, well so yeah, so to speak.
Like
Anyway,
you get
so,
something good at the end if you're the one who ends with it, right?
so I'm just gonna flip medical equipment. Ta-da.
Quick.
It's just a healing item. It doesn't do anything at this point. So, Butley, would you like to reveal your plot twist?
Sure, I don't remember what it was. It was so long ago.
My inspiration. So when you play this card, choose one of your characters. It doesn't have to be the character in the scene, because it says choose one of your characters. When that character enters... when your character's faction enters combat, put a drama point on this card. So it's not so much related to your characters as their faction, but we'll have to wait for that to play out. And
I
that will
think
definitely
needs
play
to
out.
go on the Russian.
Sure, I like the Russian. So we're going to chuck this down here, and we'll chuck another token.
Since there is no actual combat, that one actually does get a
Yep, straight away it gets a drama
point
point.
on
So you're the only one who can discard that because it's your equipment.
Yes, it's equipped specifically to Ixion. I don't know how to say the middle name, and I don't want to offend Perks. So this scene is also over.
Dude, let me say it. I'll try and offend him.
Okay.
It's we map.
Iowa map?
Yeah, sure. Hope he's offended.
There you go, Perks. Message from my friend John. Hope you're offended.
It's the LAP.
I mean, nothing personal. It's just that.
Alright, so if you don't have 3 cards in your hand by now, take your characters back, draw a card. Do you want me to deal you one, John?
Yes, please.
There you go.
You never know.
So John, now it's your turn to decide some important things. So firstly, you get to choose, your plot twist. You can place it face up or face down, so everyone can know what it is, or you can hide it. It's sort of a mind game. If you knew the game a bit better, knew the cards, you could play around that fact with the other players. That they know what's coming. But yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll play this.
Can
All
I
right,
put
Bonds
one thing
Forge.
back in the deck and get a new card out? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
that's
you can do
allowed?
that. At the end of the turn, you can chuck one card back in. If you think, like,
Is
I'm
that
never
it?
going to use this.
Can I? What do I do? Put it on and then
Yeah,
shuffle?
yeah, put it on, shuffle, and draw a new one.
I forgot what the shuffle button is.
That's okay. There you go,
Alright.
shuffled.
So-
So, John, at the end of this,
Keeping
I want to
keeping it available for all.
I want to
all
tell
to
you,
see.
at the end of this scene, combat starts, and combat will start at whatever location you choose that you've chosen for this scene, but it happens at the end of the scene. So, pick which.
Gambit's bar.
Actually, I wouldn't pick Gambit's bar because the chance of dying is actually pretty low at this point. So,
Cannot die at Gambit's bar. and it can't be destroyed. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
you're
take a guess that it's
I'm-
not really
I'm
slim.
picking
It's just
the arena.
negligible.
you're picking the oh boy.
Christ.
Oh boy. Oh gosh, I know why you're doing this too. You're cheeky. Oh gosh.
I'm like cheeky little cunt.
I want to be clear though. The combat that happened, it won't be a character initiating it. It's sort of an event. So the effect of the arena won't come into play.
Oh,
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear.
too bad. It's the arena anyway.
Okay. So as always, we all pick out oh, that's interesting. So pick out a card to go in. John, can you pick a character to go in as well?
Oi, mate, Lady Patchero is stepping up to bat.
All right, I'm gonna throw in
Jesus
Rixie.
Christ.
Gosh. So you don't actually this turn you don't actually have to play a card you intend to use. You can just put down any card, and you can use it, but you can opt not to. Because how combat works is in combat, you can switch your face down card with a combat card from your hand. As long as you haven't played a card this turn, you can switch it with a combat card in your hand. And that allows you to sort of escape certain effects. So, with the exception of, you know, if John has to start the scene, then he won't get that opportunity, which is kind of part of the parcel. Hey, your face down card's Bonds Forge. Don't even try.
Oh, I thought I had to pick another one.
No,
So
no, you
everyone
only have your own. So,
Okay.
um,
Who wants? We're gonna forge bonds, okay?
so starting with John, choose two characters in the same faction or not in a faction. It can be any two characters in this scene, and they must
Okay.
join the same faction and get a yellow bond. Wow.
How do I know who's in the same faction?
No one is in a faction yet. That's actually what we decide
Okay.
right before we do the end of this round combat.
Who put that away? That was my card.
There you go. I got it back out.
Okay.
Trying to read it.
I'm gonna choose Lady Petru
Yep.
and June Blackwelder.
Okay.
They're gonna get a yellow bond,
All
right
right.
and proper.
Let me draw a yellow line between Aya and June Blackwater, was it? Blackwelder.
Yeah. And
So-
then I'm gonna fight her, cause we're at the arena. Come here, you cheeky cunt.
Can we
Soon.
do that?
So if you have a plot
Oh,
twist,
okay.
I don't intend to play a card this turn. I don't intend to play a plot twist. Do you plan to play a plot twist, Butley?
Yes.
All right. Character with bad or villainous heroism shifts a bond negatively with a character that has heroism neutral or higher. So basically that will mean if a character has no bond with them, it'll become a yellow bond. So pick someone with bad or villainous heroism in this scene.
There's only
I
one
think I'm the only one.
Yeah, you are.
It's
And then pick
Scribe.
pick anyone else.
Aya.
All right. So congratulations, Aya. You're now
You know,
yellow bond with everyone.
you're now yellow bond with two people.
Um,
Yay.
where is
Wait,
that?
Two down, the rest to go.
Bonds forged. Just going to chuck these down. So this is going to create an interesting snarl in a moment. Dante, did you want to play your card, or are you just going to sit on it?
It's not a plot twist, so
Okay. If it's an equipment, you play it now, but if it's a combat card, then just sit on it. So, what the heck was mine?
wait, can I use equipment in the middle of combat?
No,
or-
you have to play them ahead of time. All right.
Hey, why did you put my character there?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the scribe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, that was right.
No,
It's
it
the
wasn't.
other bond
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, it was
Them.
misguided. That was.
Oh,
yeah, misguided
I
was
should
the
have
other one.
put that.
No, that's
Take
fine
that
because
out.
that doesn't stay around. That's just tracked on this board over here. That's what this is for.
Okay.
Whereas
Alright.
the Bonds Forge that stays around and still has effects on the game over time.
Rattle.
But yes, I've got Terror of the. I play Terror of the Meek, I guess. So I only just noticed what type of weapon it is.
Yeah,
Ah,
you have a
fun.
whip.
And also, yeah. So I yeah.
Yep,
Play that, I
okay.
guess.
Wow, you've got a really great weapon, by the way. So
And
we're-
also I've also got it paired up with chaos for chaos sake.
Yes. Oh goodness, no.
Yes.
All right. Oh goodness.
This is gonna get.
I think chaos for chaos sake is meant to lower heroism and outlook negatively. All right. So,
Yep.
just to be clear for the future, for when that comes up, because it's goodness knows things are about to come up.
It's imminent.
So, as the Battle for Terra says, we must divide all of our characters into 2 factions. Everyone has to choose to put 1 character in each faction. So, where do you guys want to go? You have to put one of your characters in each. The factions will be the Wing City Revolutionaries and the Terran National Government. The Wing City Revolutionaries are on the left and the Terran National Government is on the right. Just use your little icons that you have for your characters. That's what's going to go in there. Since it doesn't matter at this point, I'm just going to put mine like this. Now,
Lady Petcheru always goes with an underdog.
well, here's the thing. If Aya goes into the Wing City Revolutionaries, so does June Blackwelder. And technically John does have priority on this, because he's player first. So, that's an automatic.
Mate. Oi, Jan has priority here.
So-
Alright.
Slight problem. He can't join any faction.
Yeah. Even though there is the personal rivalry, which say,
No. It's to serve. It's his
Yeah.
Jinhai. He can't.
no, that's fine. That's actually absolutely intentional. So the characters in the faction with less members get +1 power and skill, because they have 1 less character. So, and that's only for this round. That's just for this first round. And
Still cool.
what's more is we're about to break
I
into
just got an
combat.
achievement.
Oh, wait. Oh no.
Not about to break into combat.
No, so we start combat, right? Except all 3 of our characters are in the same faction.
Till we can't.
Oi, mate, who wants to fight me?
Okay, hold
Oh,
on.
Lady
I'm so,
Petcheru.
so we can show some actual combat. I'll flip them around. My apologies to Perks for the beating his character is about to receive. So
Oh god.
As
we-
opposed to.
we've got so now combat's going to happen, right? And you guys can choose to do whatever you want in combat. You can choose to attack anyone. You don't have to attack, the perceived enemy. You can choose to not attack. You can also choose to defend. Oh no, wait, sorry, the scribe was in another faction. Oh well. At least it's a 2v2 now. That's more interesting. So, how combat works is dead simple, right? You choose for each of your characters that is in combat to attack or defend. If you choose to attack, you must pick a target, and you do not attack just yet. You have to wait, going clockwise, for each player to choose to attack or defend. And then, once everyone is chosen, then you roll your attacks. You also have to choose ahead of time what kind of attack you're doing, whether you're doing a power attack or a skill attack, because that depends on what will happen. Now, it's your power typically versus their power plus a dice roll, or your skill versus their skill plus a dice roll. And if you choose to defend, you cannot deal damage to the enemy, but you get +2 to your roll, so you're less likely to take damage. Whoever rolls lower than the opponent takes damage. If you roll even, the attacker deals damage. That's just how combat plays. I know that might not have been clear, but once we start rolling dice, it'll be a lot more clear. So, and yes, since there are characters in combat, we'll start putting some drama points in some of these cards.
Okay.
So, Jinhai's not in this combat. That doesn't get a card. Doesn't get a point, drama point. That gets a drama point.
So wait, do I count as initiating combat? Lady
No,
Petcheru?
that is not considered initiating combat because the theme is causing it to happen. This is like the first clash between, 2 sides.
Who goes first?
John does. John, you get to choose. And then from there we go clockwise.
Who is the weakest person? Let's see.
Ixion is actually the lowest of all stats currently.
No, but I have Lady
Well-
Petcheru has no fucking 1 skill.
Yeah, Aya's
So
pretty
she's
mortal in the scheme of things.
Or she's gonna fucking attack Ixion.
With
That
a
one
skill
skill
attack?
roll.
No worries. I'm gonna have Ixion attack, I guess, June Blackwelder with power. We're gonna throw down. What would you like to do, Butley?
I'm going to attack Scribe.
Yep.
With
Hell.
skill.
Are you
We're going
gonna
a merry-go-round.
are you gonna attack him with power or skill?
Skill.
Okay. And what are you gonna do, Dante?
I'm gonna hit back on attack June with power.
No worries. Okay, so this is about to get really ugly. So John,
I don't even know how this works. It's gonna be
John,
great.
you get to go first. So roll the d6 plus your skill.
Oh, mate, it's Lady Patcher O'Hare.
And
Rolling a hard 6.
oh no.
Coming in hard.
And I roll a 2 and plus 1
Wow.
skill, I fail. So you got 7, I got 3. That means I'm going to take 1 physical stress and damage. And
That's right.
in addition, what is also very important is if you do 4 or higher, if your roll is 4 or higher than the opponent's, you cause them to take an additional 1 stress. In this case, you get to choose. The defender gets to choose what that is. So I'm going to take an additional 1 mental stress.
I can't believe I got beaten so easily.
So,
I'm so stressed out.
well, it's sort of like a shock to the system, is what it's meant to represent. Or you can take more physical stress if you think your character can take it. So, Butley, we're swinging at each other next. So roll plus your power, which I know your trick.
I didn't do it. That
So
was all you.
we break even, but that means I hit you. So you take 1 physical stress, so I'll just put a little boop.
But sir, you're forgetting one thing.
Oh no.
I am in the faction with less people.
Oh
shit, sorry.
no.
So I win the combat.
Oh. Means I take a point instead of you. So when an attacker fails to hit a defender,
Let me quote Patch 2017 October. I know your trick, he said.
so
I didn't know the trick.
in this case, what happens is when the attacker fails to hit the defender, they gain a drama. They take a stress. They can take physical or mental again, like they were taking too much, from before. The attacker gets to choose
So
whether they
sorry,
take 1
Max.
physical.
Character is the beat stick.
No, it's okay. He's got a med kit, which I'm going to discard.
Call it Ixion Pinata Rixie.
So for reference, the other thing that is
Wait,
important.
What does my sword do? I have a sword, right?
Oh right, you have the destined sword. Oh, you hit me, and I got your sword.
And then you hit June.
No, I didn't.
Doesn't he get
I
a
missed.
negative skill for it?
So
Oh.
I now have this cursed sword. Oh boy. Well, this has created an interaction I wasn't prepared for, and that is having multiple equipments. So we'll just sit on that for the moment, because all I'm going to do is discard this at the end of the scene. But just to be clear, we'll just resolve combat for now. So Butley hit Dante and vice versa.
Alright.
And then we'll.
It's R.
Oh wow, there we go. June's going to take a hit.
That's 9. That's a power hit that I did with a +5. So
Not as a
No, I'm attacking
defender.
You first, right?
Huh?
I'm
Yeah,
attacking
he's
you with skill
attacking you.
first.
So when you're defending, you
go.
don't cause excess damage. It's only as the attacker. The attacker is very
Okay.
favored because otherwise you just defend. But
So
yeah,
that's a neutral roll by my count.
no, you're on 6 and he's on. Oh, because you were attacking with
I'm
skill.
in the faction. I'm in the faction. Yeah, with
Goodness.
skill.
Mm,
And I'm in the
7.
faction with less people, so I get a plus.
You're right.
Wait,
So
wait, what? Wait, you rolled a 2
Yeah.
on my side.
yeah, and he has 4
Wait,
skill.
Where's the 4 skill?
Down the
Oh,
bottom.
Jenna's full power.
It says
Just
I
a
don't
little
have
Don't tell
divide.
anyone who's paying attention.
It's,
So-
it's a really dodgy one.
It
Don't
is.
tell anyone who isn't paying attention. That is sneaky. I
It
like
is.
That.
Did,
That's sneaky.
Did Absenthia make that up themselves? Or did
No,
you
but
put-
Absenthia is going to be so proud that came up. I know she was really keen about it.
Oh, sh-
It's all good. So that has so Dante, unfortunately, you're going to take the 1 hit.
That's beautiful.
So-
by the way.
Yeah, I
That
know.
is absolutely beautiful.
So you take one
Like, wait,
physical stress.
I see a powered one skill one is like, wait, the fucking at the bottom. Duh.
That's it. That's the whole point, unfortunately.
That's to punish any
So,
power.
does
So
personal rivalry get a boost because we attacked in the same combat?
that's not actually your personal rival. That's Jinhai as your personal rival.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I hit
the-
my
the-
rival.
They're both dark and gloomy and.
Yeah. I'll pay more attention next time.
So
Alright,
Dante, now
now you
your
get to
chance to hit him.
Get
Yeah.
your own back.
Attack of
Alright.
favoritism.
Sorry.
Oh, that's a hit. So that was power. Yeah. So
What
Butley,
if I
hit
want to
with
use
power?
one of my abilities? One of
So-
my other abilities.
you can't actually use them at this time. Actually, that doesn't make sense for June. Yeah, you can use June's at this time. Sorry.
How does that work? Like
You
we've
discard
done
your drama
yeah.
point and you re-roll your dice.
But can I reroll better than 4?
Probably. I mean, you have a pretty small
It-
chance.
It's a gambit here. It is definitely a gambit
I think
here.
I need to.
Well,
I'm
here's
so
the
sorry.
thing.
Yeah, I'm ruining all that good work.
It doesn't say that you take the better result. So just be careful. Well,
I
you'd have to roll a 1 or a 2, I
Right.
think. No, it's...
Ah.
All right. You take your
know.
damage.
Alright.
Yep, and also
Now I'm gonna get
Uh,
smashed.
So, When the
character
scribe-
goes-
yeah. I'll say it. When the scribe hits a character with an attack, that character must pay 1 drama point and change their heroism or outlook 1 stage. That's meant to be 1 stage negatively. So you can either move
So,
your
From
heroism.
very negative to negative?
Yes.
Wait. Are we talking heroism? Or
Heroism
outlook?
or outlook. Either one you can move towards negative.
I get to
Yeah.
choose?
Yeah, you get to
I
choose.
choose outlook.
Well, if
Wait,
you choose,
no,
if you cannot, then you must break a bond with another character.
I don't have any bonds. Oh, I have negative bonds.
Oh
I
wow,
don't know, I don't know what I'm meant to do, so you need to.
you have
guide me.
a bond.
I've
You have a
already got
bond between.
I've already got a.
Oh,
drama
sorry.
Point, so.
No, you got
Go.
another one. I'll explain in a minute. So, Budley,
Okay.
you either choose to move heroism or your outlook down, and if you cannot, you break one of your bonds over here on the right. That's what these things over here are.
Can
And
I-
you do
if I
have.
choose to move the outlook down and I can't, or do I have to then move the heroism down?
Well, you can choose not to move the heroism down, and if you do, you have to break a bond. It's sort of a penalty.
No,
So
I'll just move the heroism down.
yeah.
I think we need more bonds on the table, to be honest. So.
Yeah, well, that's the idea of dealing. Everyone gets dealt at the start of the game a story arc. But yeah. So, Dante, in addition to
yes,
your
yes.
Terror of the Meek, you also have According to Plan. When you take stress from an attack,
Yep.
you get 1 drama point. That's what your character does.
I just read that. I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Did anything else important happen? Nothing major.
Whew.
I think that's the first
I-
combat done.
I have a stress token.
Hey?
I have a stress token. It's
Yeah,
okay.
you do. It's on your thing already. It's
Yep.
little. Yep. So that's it for this combat. Hopefully the future combats will be a little quicker. I'm going to discard my medical equipment to recover 1's physical stress, so my character doesn't die, because that would be really sad. Where'd the medical equipment go? And bye-bye medical equipment. And I have this destined sword equipped to me. Thanks. So if you didn't play a card this turn, return to your hand. So for future reference, right, and this is very important, if you look at Aya, for example, she has that Vicky AI ability trait that says 2 drama points. She gains +1 skill and power until the end of turn. The idea is you're meant to play those before anyone starts rolling, in most cases. Once people start rolling, you can't typically manipulate them. With the exception of, say, like Butley's effect, where it says specifically to reroll. But that's the case for most combat, and that's true for combat cards as well. If you've got a combat card, you have to play it before before people start rolling dice. So just trying to be clear about that. Oh, also, John, you have another drama point. You have like 2 drama points.
Where are my drama points?
Well, you see that thing on Aya that says socially awkward? You have two bonds, so you get 2 drama points. I'm going to shrink this down a little.
Much drama.
There you go.
You need like a token with a number on it instead
Yeah.
of an individual token.
Oh, well. So,
What is?
has everyone got 3 cards in their hand? That's the point of the game we're back up to.
But Lee doesn't and John doesn't.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I'll do your one, John.
Oi, mate.
So,
I'll get him sorted right and proper.
I'm going to break out the super weapon. Oh, right, we also need to choose a HQ for each of our teams, and leaders and things. So who wants to be a faction leader?
Not it.
The Russian.
The Russian is a faction leader? That's cool with me.
I don't know what he does. I haven't actually read his card properly.
Lady Petru is the leader. She's gonna sort him out right and proper.
You know what, rather than doing some messy thing on the board, I'll just move the people who are leaders to the top. And then who wants to be followers? Followers go straight after him. So, Dave, okay, Scribe's going to be the follower. And so do we want Davian or Lady, June Blackwelder? I don't know why that name gives me such trouble. Davian or June Blackwelder to be the follower of Wing City Revolutionaries.
Wait, what is? I thought is follower like a sort of grunt or something? Or...
It's the second in command. If the leader dies, the faction's follower takes over. And if both the leader and the follower dies, then that faction is considered defeated and the game ends. Otherwise, the game continues for 12 rounds overall, and we've completed 4 rounds. But the rounds in between go pretty quick. So we'll just put Davian as the follower.
Concept of defeat from June's perspective, because she has the no mercy thing.
So defeat is when you max out a target's stress. When something you do puts it at maximum stress, and they no longer have any white spaces, then you can try and kill them. And you will always, and basically to try and kill, you basically roll another attack. So June will always try and kill someone. By the way, June is, it's not clear, but June's literally the goddess Artemis.
I gathered something.
Yeah.
Like that effect.
Just
So-
a little divine. Fucking
Man.
Yeah. So I'm picking a card, and I'm going to play it face down. I'm going to throw Davian into a scene.
Oh god.
He's a follower now. He's a follower of the Wing City Revolution. So if he happens to die, then they don't have a replacement leader. And like I said, I'm going to use the super weapon now. So Davian's just discovered this super weapon. He's like, oh no, my faction needs to control this before someone uses it against us. And maybe we can use it against another faction. That's going to have 3 drama points.
Hooray.
So I am able to, at the end of this scene, remove a drama point from this card to deal 1 physical stress to anyone.
Okay.
Which is obviously quite a big deal. However,
Lady Petru doesn't fear any cheeky little buggers.
well, we're on the same side, or at least they are on the same side, as far as this is
That's
concerned.
right. We're gonna knock their fucking heads off.
Now,
In which case,
just to keep the game flowing, I'm going to give another drama point to every single character.
Also, I'm getting really tired. Like, I didn't think this was gonna go on.
Yeah, I didn't think this game would go quite this long either, to be honest. It definitely played out a
Then
lot
you,
more.
like- you,
Oh
like,
goodness,
air
it's
himself
nearly...
Punches. I'm going to be stirred to bother to me Petru. So
Well,
I'm like,
we can call it here if you like. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect the game to take so long, but this has been a demonstration of it.
yeah,
And obviously,
it seems interesting.
it is.
You know, I think this would be really good if, like, I mean, no offense to any of like the people who made these characters, but if you had like your own 2 characters that you were gonna play as, you know,
Well,
I think
ideally,
that'd be
I
really
assumed
cool.
that was the point. You would
yeah.
see how the game played, and then make your own characters to play it with.
yeah, ideally,
Yeah.
the idea would be the host of the game, which in this case is me, would basically just have a deck, or, you know, the host would have like 15 cards, and someone else would bring 15 cards and 15 cards, or whatever you like. And you have a deck and a theme, and the host brings it, and then each player can sort of bring their own characters, and they just go, oh, I want to play with these guys. You know, is that okay? Or you can play with like a specifically themed deck, because some of these characters are specifically intended to play with this theme. Like Jinhai can't pick a faction. That doesn't work with another theme. And because themes are, you know, constantly changing, you can play all sorts of different scenarios. So overall, yeah, the game's meant to be very adaptable and more about that experience that you bring to the game. But thank you guys for playing with me and giving me a chance to showcase the game. I've been kind of dying to do this. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who made characters. I'm sorry, Absenthia and Marine.
Well, technically, I did the cards,
Apologies
but
to Perks because we wailed on their character.
you almost killed poor Ixion.
Ixion, I can't pronounce this, Rixie.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining me. I guess I'll just call it there, and we'll call the recording. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I do plan to play this with people in the future, so I'll see you around.